You've qualified for FUT Champs and want some last minute tips to help you get the rank you want. Well, thankfully, that's what we're going to provide. Plus, a tip that millions of players make that you can fix easily. Starting off with custom tactics. So many times I see people go into matches without a whole custom tactics setup. You have 4 to 5 different setups that can be different formations, whether you are needing to press, see out a game, or even just to start the game with, whatever it may be. So please use them. This way you don't have to pause the game every time you want to change formation. All you need to do is set your game plan on ultra defensive, for example, and then use the D-pad in-game to change to this tactic. It will take a few seconds for your players to move into position, but then your team is set. And yes, your team stays on full chemistry from what you started the match with. Up next is talking about the meta. And if you want the most amount of wins, playing to the meta will help. Meta means most effective tactics available. For example, if byline drives are the meta, which they are pretty strong right now, if you simply refuse to use them, you are making the game just harder for yourself. Now, if you say, I don't want to use them, for whatever reason that you have, that is not a problem. You can still smash your wins target by playing the way that you want, but you just make it a little bit harder. So, if you want to play the meta, let's go over some things that you should be using. Controlled sprint is exceptionally strong. This is where you hold R1, RB, and just left stick to drive at the opponent. Talking of left stick dribbling is super good. Being delicate on that left stick to evade the press, to dance around in the box, this will help you massively when it comes to dribbling. Near post finishes, shots across the body, and finesses are a great way to finish the ball on FC24 when you get into shooting areas. Should you wish to try and catch people on the press, you can also do this and work really well on FC24. If you run 71 depth, you get an auto offside trap and AI press, which can make the opponent feel like they are trapped in and they can't find a way out. Even if you're running a high press, the stamina drain really isn't that much. It does depend on your team though. And then advanced defending is another meta tool which you should wish to give a go if you want to stop the byline drive, because that is very strong right now. All this information that I've just spoke about, we've covered in YouTube videos already on how to attack and how to defend, so make sure you catch them if you've missed them. Taking breaks is a key way to ensure you get more wins in your first FUT Champs weekend. You have 20 games to play, so there's no need to rush through them all. People just smash through their 20 games on a Friday and wonder why they did terrible. Pros and top players alike will more than likely be sweating it out on a Friday to be one of the first few to get a 20-0 in a quick time frame. If you do have the ability to do this, spread out your games and take breaks, especially after a loss. It's good for you and your mental. I do understand that not everyone can do this. If you have work commitments, family, or whatever it may be, and you need to get through your games as quick as, then obviously that's a different story. Watching back your games is one of the best ways to improve and quickly identify issues. If you lose a game, clip it. You can do this on the new generation of consoles and watch it back. Go and look at the moments in the game that you felt uncomfortable. For example, if you didn't know how to defend the opponent dribbling inside the box, or you had a one-on-one or a through ball opportunity, go and look at those chances. If you come at it with a clear mind, you can try and work out what you could have done. However, you don't always know what you could have done, right? You don't know what you don't know, and that's where the next tip comes in. Watching pros or videos on YouTube breaking things down will help you learn. If there is specific areas that you're struggling, watch a video on it. It will just help you leaps and bounds in those next matches. As always, if you do have any questions regarding this, please come on over to our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/AlexBofficial. We're live at midday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. You can come see me play Champs, ask any questions regarding Champs and FC24, whatever it may be. Let's get back to the video. Now, time for a mistake that millions of players make because they just simply forget about this. Use your 5 subs. please. You have 5 subs available on the game and people forget to use them all the time. You are looking for players that have pace, who can make a difference coming on off the bench from the 60th minute onwards. For me, I like to have a fullback, 2 centre mids, 2 wingers and 2 strikers on the bench. Then depending on how the game is going, I will sub on a defensive midfielder if I want to see out a lead, an attacking centre midfielder if I'm chasing a lead, and then I'll tend to always change my wingers, and my striker options depend on what I want. So I'll have a player on the bench who is good in the air and then a player who is a bit quicker. These subs can be an absolute game changer in those sweaty games, especially if you go all the way through to extra time. So make sure you use them. A tip I like to follow is to not focus on the record. If you just close your eyes at any point when you might see the record pop up, you might think it sounds just a bit silly, but do hear me out. When people know they are X amount away from the next rank, you can tighten up a little. You can not play with as much freedom. But if you're more relaxed and you're just focused on the game at hand and the matter at hand, that can really help. So you have to remember that the game you are in is the most important game of FC24, but it's also the most least important once you're done. And what I mean by this is, in the grand scheme of things, once that game has been and gone, it means nothing. But in the moment, it means everything, because it's the only game that you're playing. FUT Champs will roll around again next week, and the week after, and the week after. So just be calm and be focused, and you'll get the results that you want. Talking of results, setting realistic results is key. Going into FUT Champs thinking you're going to go 20-0 is unrealistic for the majority of people. If you can set 2 to 3 ranks as goals, that'll be great. If you play your best FC on FUT Champs, you will get X rank. A good performance might see you get Y rank. And if you're a little bit subpar, you don't have the weekend that maybe you wanted, you will get Z rank. All of those goals are then obtainable, meaning that you should hit one of them, and that will just make you feel a little bit better going into the next weekend. And maybe something that people really forget when they are playing champs is to have fun. At the end of the day, we want to improve. We want to get the most amount of wins possible to have those good rewards theoretically and to overall just upgrade that team. But realistically, it's about you having fun. That is what video gaming is for. We're here to help you improve, and most people do enjoy the game more when they win more games. So just keep that on the forefront of your mind. The rewards are probably going to be pretty bad anyway. We spoke about custom tactics. If you need some custom tactics, click this video right here and it'll take you over to our 4-3-2-1, which is particularly strong on FC24 right now.